So before I start the session, let me introduce myself. My name is Shivakumar. I have 18 plus years of experience. So I started my career as Oracle DBA in June 2003. Later, I shifted to DevOps 6 years back. That means for the past 6 years, I have been on DevOps, Azure DevOps, AWS, and Azure. This is my brief introduction. So this course is targeted to Azure DevOps. So for the first time, we are introducing like a free course, okay, that is Docker and Kubernetes at free of cost. Okay, totally this is 8 weeks duration of course, 8 weeks, 7 to 8 weeks. Okay, so since we are providing Docker and Kubernetes at free of cost, so parallelly you have to attend for 2 sessions. Okay, so till completion of Docker and Kubernetes. So for Docker and Kubernetes, you have to attend 7 AM IST. Okay, so for Azure DevOps, you can attend this time 9 AM IST. So this is only 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks only. So only for this batch we have announced Docker and Kubernetes at free of cost, because market wise Docker and Kubernetes are having lot of demand. Okay, it is just like a hot cake nowadays. So that is why actually Azure DevOps does not contain Kubernetes and Docker, even though so we are taking Docker and Kubernetes sessions at free of cost. Now every session is recorded and every session is uploaded in Google Drive. Okay, at the end of the day, almost you are going to get recording session. Okay, regarding course contents, fees, you can speak with your training team, because software training team. Okay, they will provide you complete information. Okay, so our work session dates are Monday to Saturday, every day 9 AM IST. Session duration is 1 hour. Duration of the session is 1 hour. Okay. Let me save this document so that I can share. Right. So here you must know generic DevOps, and generic DevOps is also called as AWS DevOps. Okay. So another one is Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps. Okay. So these are two different courses. People don't know what is the difference between Azure DevOps and generic DevOps. Okay, or infra DevOps. So in this session we are going to discuss. Okay, so what is the difference, where exactly DevOps people will come into picture. Okay, so before we are going to start our Azure DevOps session, first let me discuss what is meant by DevOps. Okay, so DevOps, it is not just like a C, .NET, Java tool. Okay, it is just like a concept. DevOps is a concept, philosophy. DevOps is a concept. Okay, it is not like C programming language. So as per DevOps concept, a DevOps engineer, okay, must provide these goals. So what are the goals a DevOps engineer has to provide? So what is the first rule? To reduce the time to deliver the software. How a DevOps engineer will be able to reduce the time, that we will discuss. Second responsibility of a DevOps engineer is to reduce the, okay, to provide Infra. Infra means servers, infrastructure, servers, network, okay, storage. So these are the few things a DevOps engineer has to provide. So these are the two different goals. Now let us discuss, let us jump into software development flow. So just imagine whenever a new project comes to a industry, okay, just wait. Whenever a new project comes to a organization, so the first thing to be started is first developer writes the code. Developer writes the code. Okay, so once a developer writes the code, he is not going to keep the code within the local machine. He is going to submit code into version control system. Okay, so version control system is just like it is a area where several developers will be modifying the code, appending the code, adding new lines. Okay, so that kind of shareability feature is available in source code management or version control system softwares. Okay, so what are the popular version control systems and where exactly we can use? Let me draw one diagram so that it will be very clear. Just a minute, I will open a new document. So this is a virtual machine or server where developer writes the code. So guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes. Thank you. So whenever a developer finishes the code, he is going to promote the code. He is going to submit code into version control system. Version control system. Version control system or SCM, source code management, or we can also say code repository. Code repository. Okay. So with respect to generic DevOps, we have a generic tool called Git. Okay. With respect to Azure DevOps, we have a separate component called Azure Repos. Azure Repo. Azure Repo is a place where exactly developers will be submitting the code, so that my Azure Repo or version control system or SCM is going to share the code to several developers. Okay, from this Azure repos, okay, everyone is going to watch the code. They can edit the code. They can append new code. Okay, so every activity can be done from Azure repos. Azure repos, okay, especially it is specific to Azure DevOps. So Git, Subversion, these are the third-party tools. These are the generic tools. Now, in Azure repo or version control system or source code management, the raw code is available. So the raw code can be from any language like .NET, Java, Python. Okay, so it can be any raw code. So since the raw code cannot be given to client directly, okay, so the code must be built. The code must be built. Okay. So to build the code, what happens here? The code is promoted to next level. The code is promoted to next level. So what is the next level? Okay, it is this environment is the next level. This environment is called as build environment. Build environment. So here DevOps engineers will be coming to picture. Okay, so they will apply, they will use many kinds of build tools like Maven, okay, MS Build, Make. So these are the tools that can be used, okay, to create artifact. That means the code is promoted to build environment. Okay, so here what happens here? Artifacts are created. Artifacts are nothing but artifacts. So artifacts are nothing but executable versions, executable files. So if it is Java application, okay, we are going to use Maven for creating artifacts like var file or jar files. So if it is .NET application, okay, so we use MS Build as a build tool, okay, to create a artifact called .dll. Okay, if it is something like C, C++, okay, so we are going to use make as a build tool to create a artifact that is exe file. Now if it is something like Python file, so we are going to use, if it is Python application, so we are going to use PyPy for Python projects. Okay, the extension is something like .py. Now here artifact is available. So this is the second stage where exactly the artifacts are created. Artifacts are nothing but executable files. Now since we cannot give this artifact to the client directly, this artifact must be tested. This artifact or executable file must be tested. Okay, to test the code, to test the artifact, again this artifact is promoted to QA, testing environment. So for simplicity I am giving testing environment. This is also called as QA. Okay, here this is a complex environment. This is a complex environment. So where we have many number of testing servers like load balancing server, functional testing, okay, Selenium testing, automation testing. Here testers will come into picture. They will write test cases and they will test the code. Okay, so they will apply test cases against the artifacts. And once the code is tested, okay, so we are going to use something like code quality assurance. We are going to test. Okay, before testing the code, here one more phase will come, that is quality assurance. That means we are going to test the quality of the code. Okay, so testing quality means, so whether the code is appropriate to the requirements, okay, whether the code is having more number of duplicate things, and is it a perfect way of writing? Okay, so that kind of code quality can be measured, okay, before testing is done. So after artifact is created, from there, okay, it is going to, the testers will come into picture. They will test the code. From there, so from there again, the code will be promoted to next level, that is called as pre-prod. From there, the code is promoted to next level called pre-prod. Okay, pre-prod, this is a optional environment. Every industry, every organization may not have pre-prod. Okay, from pre-prod, again the code is promoted to final level. The final level is called as live environment. The final level is called as live environment. The final level is called as live environment. Okay, so this is also called as production. This is also called as production or live environment. Now there are very important things we have to discuss here. So for promoting the code into production, okay, so many approvals are required. So directly we cannot promote code to production. Okay, after taking up approvals from higher officials, okay, like business clients and project managers, we are going to deploy the code into production environment. So when the code is available in the production, my end users will be able to access the code, use the application. Okay, now, so this was happened before DevOps days. Completely this process was manual. That means once the code is ready, okay, the developer has to submit the code to version control system. From there, manually, okay, they have to copy code into build environment. From there, we have to copy code into testing environment. From there, pre-prod. From there, prod environment. So since it is a manual process, okay, in the olden days, software delivery process became very late. So upon arrival of DevOps days, upon arrival of DevOps culture, what happens here? This process can be automated. Okay, so this flow can be automated. Okay, so to automate this activity, okay, to create build and release pipelines, okay, build and release pipelines means in generic terminology, build pipeline is nothing but CI, continuous integration. What is meant by continuous integration? Continuous integration means whenever my developer pushes code into Azure repos or VC version control system or SCM, okay, my build artifact, my build environment, my build pipeline, okay, is going to take the code and it creates automatical artifacts. So this process is known as continuous integration. That means automation of first two boxes here in this case. Automation of first two boxes is nothing but continuous integration. So once artifact is created, okay, if the artifact can be copied into testing environment, this is called as continuous delivery. Continuous delivery. And if the artifact is copied into production directly, that means we are able to deploy the artifact into production. So this process is called as continuous deployment. Continuous deployment. So continuous integration, generally this is called as build pipeline. Okay, build pipeline in Azure DevOps. This is a specific term with respect to Azure DevOps. So in generic DevOps, this is called as continuous integration. Sorry, CA, continuous integration. So in Azure DevOps, this is called as build pipeline, and the process of copying artifact into production is called as release pipeline. This is as per Azure DevOps concept, release pipeline. Release pipeline. So this in generic DevOps, this is called as CD, continuous deployment. Continuous deployment. Now, this is the first responsibility of a DevOps engineer. DevOps engineer. Okay. Now, other responsibility of a DevOps engineer is to provide infrastructure. Here, to provide infrastructure, we are going to use some tools like Terraform and other things. But here, this is a completely application DevOps. Application DevOps means we don't provide any guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Suddenly
Okay,
was
lost. Okay, I did not speak anything. Okay, so just I noticed connection is lost. Now is it okay, right?
yes.
To provide infrastructure. Okay, that is called as infra DevOps. Okay, providing infrastructure like servers, networking, load balancers, storage, everything that comes under infra DevOps. So this course is targeted for application DevOps. Application DevOps. Application DevOps means code is written by your developers. Once the code is developed by developers, what happens here? So we have to deploy the code, we have to create artifact, we have to deploy code into production environment. Complete things are provided by, okay, as DevOps engineers. So your responsibility as a DevOps engineer is, okay, once the code is available in my Azure repos, what happens here? So you have to take the code and we have to use build pipeline, okay, to create artifact. Once the artifact is created, okay, quality of the code must be tested. Quality of the code must be tested. To measure the quality of the code, okay, we are going to use SonarQube. Okay, SonarQube is a beautiful tool, okay, to test the quality of the code. Okay, it is going to test the quality, if efficiency of the code. Okay, whether there is any code duplication, Okay, so whether the code is compromising any security, okay, whether the code is having any threats, okay, so that kind of mechanism, that kind of assurance can be measured through code quality tool called SonarQube. Okay, here we are going to use Sonar Cloud. SonarQube means that is for on-premises version. For this Sonar Cloud that is for my Azure DevOps option. Azure DevOps. Okay, so once the artifact is created, we are going to test the quality and we are going to test load balancing, everything we are going to test. So finally, artifact is created. So once the artifact is ready, okay, we are going to use release pipeline. We are going to use release pipeline. So using release pipeline, we are going to deploy the artifact into production. Okay, so to copy the code into production environment, my production environment, okay, can be either virtual machine or app services. What is meant by app service? We don't require any virtual machine. Okay, at the time of deploying your code into virtual machine, you can specify app services also. So app service means internally the servers are managed by Azure people. You need not to maintain any servers. Okay, so automatically app service is going to maintain servers, load balancing, high availability. Entire things are taken care by Azure people only. So in case of virtual machine, you have to manage that. You have to manage the virtual machine, like upgradation of the VM, when number of builds when the number of builds are increased. Okay, so you have to manage the OS, you have to manage many things in case of normal virtual machine. App service is a best tool and it is just like a hard cake nowadays. Okay, as a DevOps engineer, you are not going to write the code. You are not going to write the code. Code is developed by .NET developers and Java developers and Python developers. You need not to know even single line coding. Okay, coding knowledge is not required. Okay, so it is better to have Windows knowledge. Now in this course, we are going to cover Azure Admin for 3 to 4 weeks. So because without knowing Azure Admin concepts, directly you cannot jump to Azure DevOps, because many people in the industry without knowing what is public cloud, what is private cloud, okay, they are working as DevOps engineers. Okay, but these fundamentals are most important. Okay, Azure Admin concept is most important for all Azure DevOps guys. So Azure Admin we are going to take up for 3 to 4 weeks. Kubernetes and Docker, these also 2 to 3 weeks, and rest of this in 8 weeks, 4 plus 3. Okay, 3 weeks plus 2, 5. Total 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. This is Azure DevOps. Okay, this is my course pattern. Here, Azure DevOps is the combination of 5 components. What are the 5 components? Let me explain. That means continuous deployment, continuous delivery, infrastructure DevOps, infra provision, everything are available under one umbrella. Okay, just to let me discuss. This is a software flow just now we have discussed. And when coming to Azure DevOps, okay, every activity like providing infrastructure, okay, developing the code. So for development of .NET code, we are going to use Visual Studio Editor. Okay, that is going to have some projects. Now, Azure DevOps is a combination of these 5 components. Okay, first component of Azure DevOps is Azure Boards. Okay, so project management kind of things are done in Azure Boards. So your project managers will come into picture. They will estimate the idea. Okay, so they will perform some management activities like how many developers are there, how to share the code, okay, how much time duration is required for the project. So that kind of estimation is done in Azure Boards. It is just like Jira tool. Okay, Jira is the oldest tool. Okay, that is also Jira is also called as project management. And once the plan is given, or the estimation is done, okay, by the project managers in the Azure Boards, okay, my developers will come into picture. Okay, my developer will submit code into Azure repos. See, Azure repos get unlimited cloud-hosted private Git repos and collaborate to build better code with pull requests. Okay, pull request means here we are going to take approval. Okay, when moving code from one level to other level, Now, Azure repos is a place it will be working as a Git software where exactly code is available. And what is meant by Azure pipelines? Azure pipeline, okay, is a facility, is a component in which we can perform two activities. We can create two types of pipelines. One is CI pipeline, other one is CD pipeline. CI pipeline is nothing but build pipeline. CD pipeline is nothing but release pipeline. Release pipeline. Okay, now this can hold any language, any platform. The platform can be Unix platform, Linux platform, Windows platform. Language can be C, C++, .NET, Java, Python. Any code can be stored into repos. From repos, we can create CI/CD, build and release pipelines for any kind of project. Finally, it is going to create DLL files and WAR files or jar files. And what is this Azure test plans? Azure test plan is going to contain some test cases. Okay, so generally these test cases are developed by testers. Okay, whatever test cases are developed in Azure, okay, your the testing is performed into test plans. And the last component of Azure DevOps is Azure Artifacts. So before knowing artifact, first I think you might be knowing C, C++, Java functions, right? So these are reusable components. Okay, in Azure DevOps also we can develop some reusable components like functions and procedures. Okay, so all reusable components like functions or procedures can be stored into Azure Artifacts. So this is about Azure DevOps components. 5 components are there. So each component, okay, is having its own importance. Anyway, this is actually your software development flow. Just now we have discussed, right? So this is one editor like Visual Studio. So in Visual Studio, developers will be writing the code. So once the developer writing the code, he is going to submit code, push code into Azure repos. Okay, so once the code is available into Azure repos, okay, he is going to apply some test plans. Okay, so once the test plan is over, once the code is tested, okay, so the code will be pushed into Azure pipelines where exactly we can create build or release pipeline. And this pipeline is going to have artifact, right? So once the artifact is created, either we can deploy the artifact into app services, okay, Azure web apps, or directly you can deploy the code onto virtual machines. And this is my Azure application insights. This is just like a monitoring. It is going to monitor the activities of, okay, my virtual machine. Okay, it is going to monitor the application flow, how my application is responding, how my application is behaving. So that kind of monitoring we can perform with Azure in application insights. Now this is the Azure boards where exactly Azure the project managers will come into picture. Okay, so they will perform project management actions. Okay, this is a feature. These are the features of language like C, C++, .NET, Java, PHP. That means my Azure pipelines are going to support any kind of language like C, C++, .NET, Android, iOS. Okay, extensible. Okay, so my Azure pipeline capacity can be extended sometimes, because when number of builds are growing, so when the code is increasing, we can extend. It is also expanding. It can also. And containers and then Kubernetes we are going to discuss in Docker and Kubernetes. Again, this is explanation of Azure boards, Azure repos, Azure pipelines, Azure test plans, and Azure artifacts. And these are the Azure basic services. One is a compute service, storage service, and networking service. So from tomorrow onwards, so we are going to start Azure admin. Okay. So if you want to really learn Azure DevOps, this is the best opportunity. Use this opportunity. Only for this batch we are offering Docker and Kubernetes at free of costs. Yeah, guys, any doubts you can ask questions. I'm open for your questions. You can ask questions. I will respond.
Hi, sir. Sir, like
Hi.
the session for 7 to 8, no, for Docker and Kubernetes. Apart from that,
Yes.
again, we are using, yeah, we are working on the Azure Kubernetes and AKS and things, no, sir.
Yes. AKS is a ready-made service actually. AKS
No,
is
no,
a
I'm
ready-made
asking,
service.
no, we will initially go through the concept of Docker and Kubernetes separately. After that, we will apply it in Azure AKS, no, sir, like I'm asking.
Yes. Yes. Okay. We are going to complete our sessions with first Docker and Kubernetes. Then we can start AKS.
Okay, sir. In AKS, everything we will learn, so like pushing
Yeah.
and
In
exposing
AKS,
yourself.
your installation is not required. So directly we can use AKS as a service. Okay.
Sir, within the $100 we can complete this, no, sir. Whatever the practicals you are trying, is it okay, no, sir?
$100. What $100?
Sir, if you are registering to Azure, no, sir, we will get some $200 for 1 month, right?
Yes. Yes. $200. Yes. $200. You
Yeah,
are
yeah.
going to get
Within
your account.
that,
Okay.
we can use, no, sir, this services and we can just try it from our end.
Yeah,
Or it
yeah,
is
yeah.
very
You can
costly.
use your the services. Okay. Anyhow, you are going to have 1 month of time, right? So within that 1 month, you can finish AKS also.
Okay, sir. So it won't be cost more than that, no, sir. Like whatever
No, no,
we are
it will not
trying in
cost
our
more than
sessions.
$200.
Okay, sir.
So I have one question, sir, from my side. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, sir, labs and practices will be there or not, sir, with this training?
No, notes we will have, practicals also we have. Okay, for practice purpose, you have to create one Azure account. Okay, so how to
Okay.
create a new Azure account? Okay, so in the Azure account, Azure course, Azure DevOps is available as a service. Okay,
Okay.
so let me discuss this. So to create Azure account, so to practice sessions from my side, I'm going to use my own account. Okay, from your side, for practice purpose, you have to use your Azure free tier account. Azure
Okay.
account creation. So to create Azure account, okay, you have to have one credit card. Credit card is mandatory. Debit card does not accept.
Okay.
Okay, you have to have an email ID. Okay, email ID. This is from either Hotmail or Outlook. Gmail. Gmails are not accepted. Yahoo mails are not accepted. You have to have valid mobile number. Once you are ready with these things, so you can go through. You can follow this link. Portal.azure.com. So this is my account name. So if you don't have account, yeah, can you please mute? Some background noise is coming. Okay, so you can click on this, use another account, select follow account, create one. Okay, you have to submit your details like your email ID. In the next page, you have to submit your credit card details. Once everything is okay, $2 will be cut from your account just for verification. So in the first month, you are going to get $200 of credit. Okay, in the first month, you are going to get $200 of credit. If you don't use these $200 of credit, starting from 31st day, what happens here? Your account, your subscription will be converted to pay-as-you-go model. Pay-as-you-go. Okay, this $200 will be expired if you are not using. Okay, from second month onwards, your subscription will be converted to pay-as-you-go model. Okay, pay-as-you-go means this is just like electricity bill. How much you are using, that much you have to pay.
I think for the first year it will be free, no? Azure account.
First year it is free, only limited services are free, not every service. Okay, in first month, in the first year, okay, only B1S is free. Okay, so if you come across this compute service, so under compute service we can create virtual machine. So B1S is free. B1S is a small machine, okay, which will be having one virtual CPU, one CPU, and some storage. So what is the storage? Approximately it is 32 gigs of storage. Okay, so if you are using more than this, if you want to use a larger machine, that is not free. Suppose I may use D2S machine, which is a larger, which is having larger configuration, it is having more than one virtual CPU. So in that case, they are going to charge. Got my point?
Yeah, yes. To create right now we need to have a $200 in our my credit card, right?
Yes. So first month you are going to have $200 of credit. That credit amount you can use for creating virtual machine storage, any kind of servers you can create. So there is no restriction in the first month. From second month onward, just you have to use only B1S machine. Okay, B1S is not sufficient for our needs. So that is why we are sometimes we are going to use some other larger machine. So for larger machine, definitely they are going to charge if you are not using B1S. Okay, like that some free services are there. Okay, and once you create Azure account, so you can avail Azure DevOps as a service. Azure DevOps as a service. So Azure DevOps, it is free for 3 months. Okay, within 3 months you can learn everything. Okay, 3 months they are going to provide these services. Okay, up to 3 months you need not to pay even single rupee. Okay, from 4th month you can use Azure DevOps for some cost. So they are going to charge you based on your usage. Yeah, did you get my point?
Yeah,
Yes.
Sir, in that one, you will teach us how to use the resources, how to delete everything. You will explain, no, sir?
Yeah, everything we are going to teach. Go in the first 3 weeks. So first 3 weeks completely it is Azure admin, right? Okay, that is why. So we are taking up Azure admin also. Azure admin, Docker, Kubernetes, and Azure DevOps. 3 in 1. This course is for 3 in 1. Okay, generally we don't teach Azure admin and Docker, Kubernetes. Directly people will start Azure DevOps. Okay, within 4 weeks they will complete the course. But my intention is I want to teach everything Azure admin, Docker, Kubernetes, and Azure DevOps.
Okay, sir. Sir, in the Kubernetes part, we will explain everything about the networking. No, sir. Like configuring the app, all the things will be
Everything
covered. No,
means
sir.
actually Kubernetes is also ocean. Kubernetes is also
Okay.
ocean. Docker also ocean. Okay. So if you want to have complete knowledge on Kubernetes, that is a separate session, separate course. Okay. Here you are going to learn almost up to deployment. Deployment means if you apply a Azure DevOps course up to 5 years of experience, that is enough. So if you want to apply for a DevOps engineer course more than 5 years, okay, this is not enough. Up to 5 years it is okay. Up to 5 years experience.
Oh, okay.
Did you get my point?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Up to 5 years, this Kubernetes knowledge is enough. For more than 5 years, this is not enough.
Sir, one question. So the whatever you are teaching now, we can put this as of up to 5 years of experience, right?
Up to 5
What
years
you
of
say?
experience you can put up.
Yeah. Beyond that, we need to learn more than that. What you say, is that
I'm
right?
speaking about Kubernetes. I'm speaking about Kubernetes, not Azure DevOps.
Okay.
Okay, Azure
If it
DevOps
is
means it is a new
if it is
technology,
Azure
right?
DevOps, sir. If it is Azure
Yeah,
DevOps, sir.
perfectly. Because Azure DevOps is a new tool, right? Okay,
Yes.
Azure DevOps is a
Yes.
new tool. Okay, it came 3 years back only. Okay, generic
Oh,
DevOps
yeah.
is the generic DevOps in the industry before 8 years or 9 years also. But Azure DevOps is a new tool. Okay, so it is introduced
Okay.
3 years ago only.
Okay. So we can
That
put
means
like
if you want to
3 years.
see,
Yeah.
let me complete. So if
Yeah.
you put up experience 6 years, first 4 years you can put up a normal generic DevOps, last 2 years and Azure DevOps. Otherwise, so you can apply like I have worked as a .NET developer. After that I shifted to this DevOps. Like that also you can put experience.
Okay, sir. Okay. So here you will be letting us know Azure admin and DevOps concepts, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If it is for the developer in the Azure DevOps, so we need to learn any of the developing courses also, right, sir?
No. That's why I told you, right? You don't require any coding knowledge. Code is given by developers, .NET developers. You need not to know even single line of coding.
Okay. Okay.
This entire will be based on the tools, sir.
Entire things we are going to do from Azure DevOps only. Okay, deployment. Okay, code testing, quality assurance. We are going to do
Yeah,
everything from Azure DevOps.
yeah, sure. Actually, we are from SQL DB background. So how it will this course
Okay,
will be related. It is very easy to understand as a SQL DBA. We can easy to adapt this Azure DevOps.
So actually, Azure DevOps and DevOps are very trending courses nowadays because Azure DevOps and DevOps are having 30% hike salaries when compared to normal developers and other guys. DevOps engineers having 30 to 40% hike, 30 to 40% more salaries in compared to other people in the industry. Why? Because software development process and everything must be automated, right? Okay, and in order to automate everything, so we have to use either Azure DevOps or DevOps tools. Okay, so automation is now it is must in the industry. So to automate everything, definitely we are going to use either Azure DevOps or generic DevOps.
The basic understanding we should know before going to start the Azure DevOps. What should be the basic understanding we should know? Basic material or basic things like what we have to should be in the strong end.
You need not to know anything. Okay, you have to know the flow I explained. Just I explained the flow, right? This flow you have to understand. This flow I explained. Okay, this flow, once you know this flow, okay, so you can learn everything. You need not to know any coding. You need not to know any Windows knowledge. Okay, right from the beginning, okay, we are going to teach everything because in this course we are telling Azure admin also, right? Okay, you need not to know any basic knowledge. Directly, everything we are going to teach. Don't worry about concepts and basic understanding is not required. Okay, so once you know the some little bit of Windows knowledge, so you can join in the course.
Okay, sir. I have one question, sir. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If we say about EKS, okay, for Azure DevOps, so do we get any? Will
Your
we
voice
get
is
any
breaking.
knowledge? Okay. One minute, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, now it is okay.
Okay. Okay. So will we get any practice knowledge related to EKS cluster management? How nodes and ports ups, how nodes and ports downs, how scalable that, how we deploy. So will we get such kind of knowledge? How ports are scalable? Okay, somehow if traffics go higher, then how ports can be managed? How
See,
ports
you
can be
need not
increased?
to maintain anything on your own because Kubernetes is having built-in auto scaling, built-in high availability, built-in load balancing. Okay, so you
Okay.
need not to know anything, especially in AKS. everything is managed by Azure cloud only. Okay, in CubeADM like installation, we are going
Okay.
to indicate which ports are required, which ports to be opened. Everything is documented. Okay, you need not remember anything. Did you get my point?
Okay. So, but anyhow, do we get the glimpse that how it is working? So suppose that, yeah, if at any point of time, if we get any such kind of issue, then we can rectify those issues from our end in our project.
Which issues you are going to get? Tell me one or two.
uh, Suppose that, okay, our any services go down, okay, related to ports and related to our images, docker container images. So in that case, how we can resolve those issues related to that one with the help of build pipeline and release pipeline, with deployment objects, like different kind of deployment objects are there from Kubernetes point of view.
Kubernetes point of view, we are going to show the installation. Okay, so what ports have to be opened, what ports must not be opened. Okay, how they are going to communicate with each other in the at the time of CubeADM installation. We are going to learn everything. But in case
Okay.
of Cube AKS, okay, you need not to manage everything on your own. Entire things,
Okay.
port connectivity, ports closing, the issues will not come because AKS is a service, right? Ready-made service. You need not to
Right.
maintain any ports on your own because server and nodes are not your in hands. Okay, they are in the hands of Azure. Okay, you need not to maintain anything.
Okay, so the build pipeline and the release pipeline ultimately will be managed with the Docker file configuration, right? We need to write the code in the Docker file.
No,
So
no, no,
based
no, no.
on,
Docker code is not required. Completely, it is GUI based. You need not write any code. Okay, some
okay,
built-in YAML files are there. Using that
yeah,
YAML file,
YAML
you
file.
can
So
build. Hmm.
so in YAML file, in YAML file, we need to wrote the code, right?
But the thing, remember, so in the
That
industries,
is
no one is using YAML files now. Okay, they are going to use some sample editors. Okay,
Okay,
code editors are there. Okay, they are not going to use anything. Okay, build code
okay,
editors are there. Okay, everything is completely GUI based. Okay, only few people are using YAML files. If you think of 90% people are using GUI based only 10% of the people are using YAML files.
oh, so you will teach us with the help of UI, user interface, yeah, YAML files.
Yes, user interface only. Yes,
Okay, so we will got all the videos and we will all the have sessions
everything
so
you are
that.
going to get. Don't worry. Yeah, everything you are going to get. Okay, once you watch the video, if you have any doubt, okay, you can contact. You can discuss me in the next session. No issues.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So remember, from next batch onwards, Docker Kubernetes will not be available at free of cost. Okay. So this is the last demo session. Actually, first demo session I have given today once again for the sake of new students because you did not attend last session, right? That is why the management has asked me to repeat the last session once again. That is why this is once again Azure DevOps demo session. So if you have any queries, once again you can ask me. Okay. Otherwise, I will stop it for today.
So is
Sir,
there
to
any is
yeah,
there
go
any
ahead.
project to work on?
No, because everything is project oriented only. Because in Visual Studio, we are going to create projects, right? No individual code is there. Okay, we are going to take code, we are going to write some templates. Okay, so every concept will be based on project only. We are going to create new projects, Java projects and .NET projects only. No
Okay,
individual coding is there.
okay. So and interview point of view, is there any interview questions you will provide or any help from your side?
See, actually, Azure DevOps is a new concept. Okay, whatever things we are doing, we are discussing in the classroom. All the troubleshooting concepts will be asking in the interview. Because like generic DevOps, this is not old concept. This is very latest concept, right? Okay, so whatever you are doing, the thing is you have to practice at least for 2 or 3 hours in a day. That is mandatory. So whatever activities you are doing, okay, so what kind of troubleshooting you have faced, only that will be asking in the interview.
Okay,
Sir, sorry for asking. Actually, I missed the starting 5 to 10 minute session. So when will be the Docker and Kubernetes will be taken, sir? At what time the classes will be there?
Yeah, it will be started after 1 week.
After 1 week.
First,
Okay.
you have to attend this Azure DevOps. Once I started Docker and Kubernetes, I will intimate you. Okay, you can attend parallelly. Okay, 7 to 8 Docker and Kubernetes and 9 a.m. Azure DevOps. Okay, that is only for 2 weeks, right? Okay, whenever I
so
start 7 a.m. batch Docker Kubernetes, I will intimate you. You can attend parallelly.
Okay, sir. Okay.
so 2 weeks are sufficient for Docker and Kubernetes.
A minute.
So 2 weeks are sufficient for Docker and Kubernetes.
See, 2 weeks means actually what I am telling, whatever required for 3 to 5 years experience that I am going to teach. If you
Okay,
put
sir.
more than 5 years, this is not sufficient. In the beginning only I told.
No, sir. I am okay for even 2 year experience as well, not 5 years. So I will be okay. Yeah, up to that. Okay, if 2 year experience you will cover it, then it will be great for us. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, whatever I told, this is enough for 3 to 5 years experience. Okay, if you put more than 5 years experience, Kubernetes is not enough. You have to learn more. Okay, this thing I explained already in the beginning. Did you get it clearly? Hello?
Yes, yes.
So, okay, I'm stopping the session for today. Tomorrow we will meet again. Same time, but I think the link is changed. Okay, link will be different. So this is the last demo session. This is the third demo session actually. Okay, just for the sake of new students, I have started this demo part. From tomorrow onwards, we'll start Azure admin, like how to server management, storage management, network management, everything we are going to cover it in depth. Okay, not at a glance. Okay, we are going to take one real-time organization. Okay, so for creating network, so in the real-time organization, how network is created. Okay, within that we are going to create public subnet, private subnet, app servers and DB servers. How app servers are going to communicate with DB servers, that we are going to explain through VNet concept. Okay, so everything we are going to learn in detail. Okay, don't worry about concepts.
This is Prakash. I can ask one question.
Yes.
So actually, I'm working more on this AWS DevOps side. So Kubernetes and Docker concept is same for both Azure and AWS, or it's a bit different.
No, you are working on DevOps means I think you are working on Jenkins, Ansible, Kubernetes, Docker, Terraform, right?
Terraform, yeah. Glue.
Yeah. Okay, so that is generic DevOps. Okay, if you learn Azure DevOps, so how much experience you wanted to put up in applying new job? 7 or 8?
Sorry, I lost your voice.
Yeah, how many years of experience you wanted to put up? 7 or 8? So 5 years experience you can put on generic DevOps, and last 2 years you can put on Azure DevOps.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for your time. I'm stopping the session for today.
Okay.
Yes.
Sir, I'm a Windows admin, so that it will be easy for me learning Azure DevOps. So what could be my experience that I could put like
No, in the beginning only I told you, right? No prerequisite is required. Just Windows
okay.
fundamentals knowledge is enough. Okay, you need not to know any coding. You need not to know any Windows administration. Okay, Windows administration means that is a plus point. Okay, so even though,
Yeah.
so you can apply for Azure DevOps. So Windows admin, how many? So you wanted to change your career, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you
Yes, sir.
can put. So how many experience? How many years of experience you wanted to put up?
Like 3 to 4 planning so that.
Yeah, so you can put 5 years experience. So you can apply like this. For the last 3 years, I have been working as a Windows admin for the
Okay.
first 3 years. The last 2 years, for the past 2 years, I have been working on Azure DevOps. Like that, you can put experience.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, so I'm stopping the session. Tomorrow we will meet again.